Steve Coughlin. My band and I, Probable Cause, would like to ask you to tune in to the Paige Roberts radio show. It's a lot of fun. It's on the Intercom Radio Network, and you'll love listening to some great music. And also, my band and I will be in Athens, Georgia on January the 19th at Hendershot. So come on out for a good show.
Hi folks, this is Mark Wilmot, singer-songwriter of the Redstone Ramblers, owner of Trademark Instrument Repair, and proud supporter of the Paige Roberts Show on Intercom Radio. Do you want that old acoustic to play like butter again? You want to get that Strat you got from your dad hot-rodded? Or maybe you want to put a pickup in your banjo? You can contact me for all your TLC. I'll be there for your instrument when it needs me. You can check me out at Trademark Instrument Repair on Facebook. Thanks again for listening, and remember, support your local songwriter.
This is Franz Delahaye, and you're listening to The Paige Roberts Show on Intercom Radio Network. Paige Roberts has some very interesting interviews with some of the best independent artists in the area.
Hey y'all, this is Danny Kinsey, and you're listening to The Paige Roberts Show on Intercom Radio Network.
Waiting on some beautiful voice to hatred never feeds off of my healing. But I can see a spark like your body wants to darken all between it. And I believe in truth, but there's nothing true to you, and that's the reason I should have kept. And every time there won't be secrets, you can find it. I've been sleeping while you made your bed. Yeah, it's shame now. We try to make it seem good as it can be. Yeah, it's about to free. Yeah. Oh, now. Holding to the wall, it's the time you never call that burn the spirit. But I can see a spark like your body wants to darken all between it. And I can see a light like a canvas stuck in time, and that's the reason that I should have kept. But maybe down the line there won't be secrets you can find it. I've been dreaming while you place a bed. Yeah, it's shame now. We try to make it seem good as it can be. Yeah, it's about to free. Yeah. Oh. It's too late now. We try to make it seem good as it can be. And it's about to bleed out. Too late now. We try to make it seem good as it can be. And it's about to bleed out.
Good evening and welcome to the Paige Roberts Show. It is Friday, January the 18th, 2019. Let's see what kind of announcements I have. On Sunday, we will be at number 3 Railroad Street in Arnoldville taping a show. I don't know if we'll be live Facebook or not yet, but we'll have to wait and see. We're going to be out there talking to number 3's owner, Mary Nury, and we'll be interviewing also Mark Wilmot, Redstone Ramblers, and also, yeah, that's a lot. Also, Liam Park, that's unknown Athens, yes. So he will also be in this interview. He's going to have somebody with him. I haven't gotten the name. I know he had mentioned the other day he had somebody with him, but we'll have to get the name from Liam. And it's from 3 to 5, so come on out. It's our free show. Now, last night we had Marvin on, and they too will be in Athens on January 23rd. That's a Wednesday. I think the show starts at 7:30 at the Foundry. So go and look up their events on Facebook for show dates and times. Let's see who else I have. We have a lot going on, y'all. We are planning our next show at Vega. We're just working out details right now, so be sure and just keep a watch out for that. It's going to be another great show, I hope. But, being this past Sunday, we had a great time with Steve Coffin and his band Probable Cause. That was so cool. And I do want to thank Clay Henson. He done an excellent job on the production side of things out there. So everything went smoothly, and we had a really good time. So without further ado, let me bring on my featured artist for tonight, the Twotakes. Is everybody accounted for? Hey, y'all.
Hello. Hey.
Hello. yeah, we have a lot going on, as I know y'all probably do too, and gigging and playing and going to different places, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Always.
Always something to do, right?
Oh, yeah. Never a dull moment.
Mm-mm. Now, I know y'all just had a release as well.
Yes, December 15th, we put out our single Shame, which just played. But, yeah, that's our latest release.
Awesome. It's sounding good. I really like y'all's music, too. Well, I guess I have Chase, or Chase is the one talking, so why don't we do this? First, let's give out our guest line number, and it's 646-668-8941. If you want to call in and talk, that's fine. If you want to call in and listen, that's fine, too. So, yeah, be our guest and keep the questions easy, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you appreciate it?
Right? Yeah, I would, too. But let's start like this. Why don't we, and this is how I always start, just introduce yourselves, I guess, and tell us a little bit about yourself and work your way into your music.
Who wants to go first?
Want me to go
I think
first?
I think that's a Geo question.
Yeah. Go.
All right.
Hey, guys. So, yeah, I'm Gio. I am the vocalist and rhythm guitarist of the Twotakes. Yeah. What was the second part of that question?
It's not a hard question, Gia.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. What was it again?
No, it's cool. We're just having a friendly talk. Just tell us about yourself and how you got into music, maybe, and you can start like that.
Cool. So yeah, Gio, I'm from Brazil. Started with music. I was 4, 5 years old. My parents got me a toy drum kit. So I started off as a drummer, did that for a good portion of my life, and then I just recently picked up guitar about 5, 6 years ago, and vocals after that. So, kind of runs in the family. My mom's an artist and a musician, so I figured that was a pretty good path to go with. And then I found these guys, and now things are working. So good to have these guys in the band.
Mm-hmm. All right. Who's next? Chase.
Chase Brown, Pretty Face Brown.
All right, yeah, man, I'll go. So yeah, I'm Chase Brown. I'm the bass player for the Twotakes, and yeah, kind of handle a lot of the day-to-day stuff like booking and all that. I guess for me, like getting into music was just I just heard Aerosmith and I thought, wow, that guitar is amazing, and I want to do that with my life. So I started on guitar, did that for a long time, and then Mac Mullins of the band Blizzard of Ozzy in Atlanta asked me to play bass for them, and so I said yes, and that was my introduction to playing bass, and now I pretty much play bass full time, and was in a band with Bo, and so when Gio and Josh were looking for other people to play with to start the Twotakes, I jumped on board because, they found Bo and Bo knew me, and it all just kind of built up from there. Now I play nothing but bass pretty much. So.
And manages the band and books all the tours and works on all the merch. So,
I'm just the bass player.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
All right. Last but not least.
I'll go. I'm Bo. My job in the band is to play guitar and look cool, and I learned that from Guitar Hero. That's pretty much, yeah.
That's it. That's it in a nutshell, Will.
Yep. I like to keep it short and sweet, just like myself.
And then we got one last guy, and he's blonde. So, Josh, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, my dude?
Yeah, I'm after last but not least. So I met Gio at we both go to a college that we're actually still finishing up in Atlanta, and we just happened to find each other. And he realized I was a drummer. I've been drumming basically on my own since I was about 8 in my basement, and I didn't think that anything would come of it, or I would find a band good enough to really have a good time with it. And this has just been an amazing experience for the last, year and a half, 2 years?
Yeah.
How long has it been at this point?
Probably 10. I don't know.
And this is my first band, actually, so this has just been like
Wow.
a roller coaster for me the whole time. Yeah.
Lots of fun.
First time
Pretty
this guy played a live show, he never played in front of a crowd, so we made sure that he played in front
Wow.
of 200 people, and then never played a drum solo in front of a crowd, so we made sure we gave him 10 minutes for a drum solo. So he's been keeping up real well, He's been having a good time.
Awesome.
Yeah, I kind of just got thrown into the fire,
All right. Well, from your perspective, how was it? I mean, the
it
very
was
first
absolutely
time you're out there, the adrenaline, I'm
Yeah,
sure,
there's-
was out there.
Absolutely, and ever since then, the Masquerade in downtown Atlanta, that's really like our home base, and it's the first place that I've ever played in front of somebody, so it really feels like home at this place, and it's just an amazing opportunity that I got to start, there. It's really unfair,
Yes. I would tend to agree with you on that one. But you're there now, so yeah, I'm sure your fans look forward to hearing you out there as well.
We hope.
Right? We hope.
We'll see. The next week, in fact, we're going to be back at the Masquerade after, Chase, how long has it been since we've been there?
We actually, our last show of 2018 was at the Masquerade, November something. I don't forget when it was. It was in November. 20.
So since November. Yeah.
It was the week of Thanksgiving. It was the last time we played at the Masquerade, and the 23rd is our first show of the year at the Masquerade on the same stage. So we ended the year and started the year on the same stage. So that's next Wednesday at the Masquerade, and we're actually shooting the music video for our new single "Shame" that night, and it will be 100% fan shot. The crowd is shooting the video, so we need as many of y'all out there as possible to take the videos for us and send them to us, and we're going to turn them into one big family video.
And if you do that, you get a special secret.
Yep.
Oh.
Or
Like what?
It's just our in-house. We kind of have a lot of friends of ours that work with us with the graphic design and production, and one of them made this limited edition sticker that basically says like "Director of Shame Music Video." That if you are there in the event and you help us out with the music video, you get to take that home. So it's nothing big, but it's the least we could do for the people that come out and help the band and have been helping the band for the past year and a half,
Yeah, we like to think that coming from an art school, like where the band started basically, that we can give people a lot of these, posters and things they can take home with them that really, show how artistically inclined and how much we love just every single medium, and we try to have a real nice community of artists. So that's what we're trying to bring to the table as far as that goes.
Sometimes.
Right, along with the art. And me. Don't forget me.
Never. We will never forget.
Awesome. Yeah, so the Twotakes will be at the Masquerade on the 23rd. Last night we had Marvin A.R. Brazil. We had a lot of international groups, believe it or not.
That's awesome.
And we are forming a team here as well, and we are hooking up with Nadia Sujaja. She is Asian, and she is partnering up with Joe. Y'all just have to keep your eyes open for that because, it's going to be awesome.
Sounds good.
Yep. So we're really excited over here, and but now with y'all's music, why don't you tell us about? Because I know you have another album as well. Tell us about the song "Shame" and who wrote it and how y'all put it together.
So I'm gonna take point here and just explain the ridiculous story about how Shame came out.
Oh, you're gonna explain it, huh? You're gonna do all the explaining.
I'm gonna. Actually, let's do this. Bo, why don't you explain how the main hook for Shame came about, since you were there?
Yes. So, Josh and I were sitting on a couch, and for some odd reason, he had the guitar, which is weird because he's the drummer, and he's sitting there with it across his lap, and he's tapping on it with drumsticks. And in my mind, I'm just, I'm like, he's being an idiot. He's a drummer. What is he doing? But then I realized what he was tapping was actually pretty cool. And I was like, wait, give me that. And I started playing what he was tapping, and it was the riff to Shame. So that intro opening little melody, Josh accidentally wrote while tapping on a guitar with drumsticks.
Yeah, I like to think that's the better way to play the guitar. So.
All right.
And from there, usually what happens with us, the whole first album, a lot of the songs on there I had written a while ago. For this new album, we actually were able to work collectively. Bo has a studio out where he lives in Monroe, and we kind of made it into a space where the band just comes in and we can record demos and whatnot. Shame was a weird process because we had parts of it, we didn't necessarily have the whole, so we just kind of had to connect the dots, and what we ended up doing seemed to work. But even when we were in the studio recording Shame, we were still answering questions that we had from pre-production, so should we put in keyboards in this part? Is that sounding like the Twotakes? This is a part of this huge collaborative creative process that going through that accidentally became the song Shame, and then the lyric writing comes in and all that stuff, and Chase's bass line. But yeah, the genesis of Shame was Josh and his drumsticks beating a guitar. And
the code name for it for a while was Josh Song. I was really pushing for that to make it onto the album. Didn't.
Not even in credits? Oh, come on.
He's just a drummer.
Nope. Let's see what else I have on my queue over here. We have Maybe, and you want to tell us about that too? And we'll play that one.
Maybe was a song that I wrote a while ago. I'm from Brazil, so when I was home in Brazil, I wrote a bunch of the songs that you can listen to on Submarine Races. Maybe was one of those songs that was more of a storyline than it was about anything else. Most of the songs that are on Submarine Races are sad songs, so maybe it's no different in tone, but it was one of the songs that I wanted to have a harder approach to the music, because songs like Don't Wait or Undercover, they go heavy, but they have a little bit of a threshold where you don't go past that, and maybe has a little bit more of the girth and the strength that I wanted a song in the Twotakes to have. So I wrote that song. I was in a rehearsal studio with my brother and the next band that I was in, and I had the idea before I got there, and I played it out with them, and it sounded great, and I just kept working on it. When I came over here to the States and I started the Twotakes, I just wanted Maybe to be in there. And then Bo and I actually got together to record Submarine Races in a TV room of the college that I go to, so in the common space, then this huge amp and ran wires 30 feet. It was crazy, but it was one of the Submarine Races, you can really listen to the process of the recording, and on Maybe you can hear that too, because everything it's not lined up properly, right? It's not a perfect recording of it. But,
and the drums were recorded in the closet in one of the dorm rooms at our college, so everything was recorded there.
Yeah,
I could believe that.
it really comes to show in the sound of Submarine Races and the sound of Maybe and everything from the lyric writing process to the recording process to the post-production, that even though we were a band and we had no cash and we just had an amp and a laptop and an interface and a couple of microphones, we still were able to put out an album. So if anything, even the people who hate the Twotakes, which I hope there are none of those people because I will find you, at least telling the bands that are out there that they don't have the money, they don't have the right laptop, that you can make an album. Even if it doesn't sound like Adele or Lady Gaga, at least the music is out there. Well, yeah, fun times, you know.
Yep. Well, I heard that. Why don't we play that and y'all hold on the line and we'll come right back.
Sounds good.
All right.
Maybe I'm afraid of you. Maybe I'm not ready to watch you get up into another world. But I'm not sure I can keep you. Maybe I'm afraid of us. Overthinking my way through our love. I am hoping you don't figure out that you can fall for somebody. No. This insecurity's a breaking. Limit point that I'm building. 'Cause I'm not sure if I'm ready to let you go into the maybe. Maybe I'm afraid of you. 'Cause some things aren't sinking through. But I know someday I'll scare you off. Yeah. Then I'd have to watch you go. This insecurity's a breaking. The limit point that I'm building. Yes, I'm not sure if I'm ready to let you go into the maybe.
You are listening to the Paige Roberts Show on Intercom Radio Network. We are broadcasting live off of Blog Talk Radio. Our guest caller number is 646-668-8941. Tonight I'm talking to the Twotakes. So you've been playing and recording your songs. What's up next for y'all?
Be super rich and famous.
Right?
That'd be great. No, but right now, the next part, I think, goal-wise, what we're trying to do, you know, releasing the first album, that was a big goal. Playing bigger shows. That was another goal. I think at this point is get the second album out, see what the reaction of that is, start expanding our territory when it comes to what type of cities we can play at, how many people we can pull. There's logistical goals that Chase and I are always looking at. But to me, personally, the next step for the Twotakes is let's release the second album and start producing more content towards that album. So posters, people can go to our shows and they can take home a poster, or music videos, they can see it online, or live production shows. Every song that we do, let's do an acoustic cover of it. So more of the production of content. To me, that's one of the biggest goals. Chase might have a different one. I don't know, Chase. What do you want out of this?
For me, it's kind of the same thing. Like, we're just it's constantly trying to one up yourself. No matter what you do or how good you get, you can always get better. So we're just constantly trying to, make every aspect of ourselves and the business and everything better. Better shows, better songs, better everything. Just always want to move forward.
Bringing a tear to my eye, man.
Right? Me too.
Right?
But how do you prepare for those shows, though? I mean, those are like sporadic, right? No way to prepare. Solely.
Some of the big, bigger shows, like opening for national acts and stuff like that, bigger venues and all, we basically try to treat every show the same. There's obviously a little bit more pressure and all that comes with the bigger shows, but we've kind of always been about and gone by the motto of 1 or 1,000. We want everybody to see the same or feel the same way about the show. We want, if we're playing in a little dive bar in El Paso, Texas to 5 people, we want them to feel the same way when they leave the show as if we play here at home to a couple hundred people. We want everybody to, so we just kind of try to approach each show the same way, just give them the Twotakes show.
And actually, I'm going to tag on that real quick, because I'm pretty sure that a lot of frontmen in a lot of bands feel the same way. But when you're the frontman of a band, your sole focus is how do I entertain the people that are in front of you. I never really paid attention to what Chase, Josh, and Bo are doing until I rewatch videos. And it's true, because every time we play a show, Bo looks like he's having an aneurysm, and he's losing his crap next to me on stage, which is great. And he does that in front of 500 or 5 people. And the same thing goes with Chase and Josh. So as a frontman, I couldn't ask for a better band, because it's not just a band that's really good and concerned with their playing, but it's also a band that understands that visuals is 90% of the take, And I think that's one of the things that the Twotakes does right, is that we don't treat a show as a sonic thing. The show is supposed to be a visual. And if people can go to a show, and even if the music is not playing, they look on stage, we want them to see the stage and the light setup and the drums and everything that's up there and be like, oh, that's going to be the Twotakes. I know that's going to be the Twotakes. So it's comforting to me that I don't have to worry what happens on stage, because I know that they're doing their jobs. I have to worry about the chords that I'm hitting that are probably the wrong chords, if I'm in tune or not, am I singing well, is my zipper open, stuff like that. But I know that they're doing their job, and that's what makes this a more comforting experience,
Mhm.
But good
Right.
job, guys.
When you're all in sync together, you don't have to worry about it. Sure thing.
That's chemistry, and a lot of bands don't have chemistry in the beginning, and that's usually what kills them. And lucky for us, we got together in a rehearsal spot in Athens, I think. Was that in Athens, Bo, that little spot?
Yeah.
We did a couple rehearsals in Athens, and we played the first show, and we were just like, oh, this is going to work. Like, this is good. This will happen. We can do something with this.
And I think we have, from my perspective, we have a really strong philosophy of that, exactly what Chase and Gio are saying, that a show is more than one kind of sensory that's being hit. There's a bunch of different things. You have to feel like you're having a good time with us, and that's what we always want to feel. So there's always going to be the show mixed with the music, mixed with having a good time with our fans, rather than being this thing that is, not there. You need to feel like there's a reason to go out to a show.
Yeah, I guess the easy way to say that is we strive to not just be musicians, but entertainers as a whole.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
there you go, Bo.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Summarizing option 15.
Right. Well, let's give a shout out to Phil Kranz. He is WAAK 94.7 FM. He is Ringo, Georgia. He's the host of the Black Dog Morning Show. Now, he is country music, but I don't think he plays any other genre. But we have several radio friends out there with us that we support. We try to support everybody out there who supports us in sharing our music and sharing our events and pages and what have you. We appreciate that y'all are out there doing that for us, because without y'all, we wouldn't, it's just great having you there for that support, and we appreciate it, right?
Oh, yeah.
We appreciate all the support from you guys, and happy to support y'all and whatever we can do, and it's just a big old circle of appreciation if you do it right.
In
right?
fact,
it is. And those people, they tend to follow you wherever you go. I've had that. Mhm. Do y'all have anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah. God.
As
Let me
far
get
as
my
shout
list.
outs,
Hold on.
there's tons of people. We'd love to give, as far as shout out go. Like the people that have been real tight in our camp recently. Steve Taylor has been our producer for this new album. Jeff Tomei's been mixing everything. Rick Brumley, our engineer. As far as people helping us make the music, get the sound out of our heads and onto a recording that you guys can listen to. Those are the people there. And then as far as like other bands, there's so many incredible local bands we could shout out and who take care of us. We try to take care of them. And, that list is massive.
I know one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, funny story. Our first show ever, we weren't even a band when I sent out multiple emails to Atlanta in different venues. And I gave them a link to a song that was not recorded by the Twotakes. And I said, hey, we're a band out of Atlanta, and we're great, and we want to play our show. And Joe Warren, which is part of the Twotakes crew, he's the guy who got us our first show at the Masquerade. So I remember receiving an email and going, oh, Jesus Christ, I need to start a band now, which is basically what happened. The Twotakes started because I lied that there was a band, and then we had to have a band. So, but it worked out.
Joe Warren at the Masquerade definitely has been a huge, he definitely deserves shout-outs, I think, from every local band in Atlanta, because he's one of those guys that's just a champion for the local music scene. He a lot of times could care less about who the big national act is that's coming through town. He cares about what local bands he can put on that show and all that. He loves his local bands, he supports it, and he's been a huge support to us. And so he definitely deserves a shout out.
Yeah. And there's so many types of people like that. There's a friend of ours, Pat, and Pat is always going to local bands, and he takes videos on his phone, and he posts it, and he talks about these bands. So I don't think a lot of people don't understand that the Foo Fighters played at the Masquerade.
The Foo Fighters played at 41 in Athens.
Yeah, and I've seen the Foo Fighters in a giant stadium, and he said, I was at the Masquerade. Last time I was in Atlanta, 25 years ago, I was at the Masquerade. So it just comes to show the people who appreciate music and who appreciate Foo Fighters and Pearl Jam and all these big guys, they started just like us, right? Every band that we know right now, going from whatever genre they're in, they're just at the beginning of their entire career, One day, these guys are going to be huge, and the people looking at them and watching their shows in an arena are not going to think about the fact that I could have caught these guys 20 years ago right next to my house. So it's great to see that there's people, and that's the thing. It's important. Go out, pay the $5 fee to get into the club, and watch the guys. Even if they suck, you never know. Nirvana sucked when they started, and they became Nirvana. It's about the support.
It's awesome. I know. The last show I went to was the end of December, I think it was, and that was with Probable Cause and Carla Lefevre and Monday's Alibi. So there was 3 bands that night. And, the cover charge wasn't but $5. So, of course, Carla Lefevre, being who she is, I was on her guest list, so that was awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, Carla's great. Bo and I played in a band for about 10 years. It was originally the Athens band and then later changed to the New Mantra. But we've known Carla for a long time. She's awesome, great person.
Yep.
Steve and his crew are great. Scarlet, I mean, they're all great bands. Definitely, if you get a show to see, but really, if you can go to any show for $5, just go.
Right. Seriously.
Even if one band isn't your favorite, it's still worth $5 to see 2 bands. Even if only one band is one that you like on the bill, it's worth $5 to see them.
That's right.
And since we're talking about support, I just want to throw this in, and it sounds like a cliche, but swear I'm trying not to be. But Twotakes wouldn't have been you got to say it, but the Twotakes wouldn't have been the band if my parents hadn't decided when I was a kid, like, all right, let's buy him a drum kit. And I probably tormented their lives playing drums in the living room for years, and I'm sorry about that. But we wouldn't be here if the parents that we had didn't decide that, all right, you're going to go chase this dream. You want to be on a stage for the rest of your life, which everybody around you says, like, oh, don't do that. The odds are against you and all that stuff. So thank you, parents, because I would not have been a drummer, a guitarist, singer, in a rock band in the United States if it hadn't been for the 2 people back home that decided, let's put them on an airplane, let's see what happens. So,
that's right.
Parents get a lot of support props for sure.
Your parents gave you a drum set. Mine gave me boxes.
Well, I started with pans, and then they were like, let's get them a drum set.
But we talk a lot about that. I mean, what about the kids of today, this next generation coming up? Where is our music going? I'm all the time thinking about, what's coming up next for our music in general. Look outside, look at the TV and look and see what's going on, because I don't know,
I mean, the way it's going right now is it's easy to create now. The resources are there, technology is there. It's so much, even if it's music, even if there's music you don't like being created, like, a lot of people give, like, DJs and stuff, a hard time. Oh, you're playing a MacBook, not a, guitar or whatever. Somebody is still creating something. They're still creating a sonic experience for you, and that's awesome. And if you don't like whatever is being created, the resources are there for you to create it. I mean, Josh and I were writing songs on his iPad the other day with, like, guitar and bass and everything, and we were tapping it. Like, the resources are there.
It's a really fun process no matter how you're creating music, because it is a creative process that you're doing no matter what, and it's a really important part of culture and being alive in general is listening to music. And I think we've talked a lot about how maybe less people go out to shows more because of the trend, maybe in Atlanta for electronic music and stuff like that, but they still have their own festivals, their own music, their own cults of people, and it's extremely popular, and people are still enjoying music maybe more than they have ever before, because there's just, like Chase said, so much of it out there. So I think there's always going to be hope in the music industry.
And if you want to know where the kids are taking music, where the next generation is going, seriously, look no further And the kids that are going to be opening for us at the Masquerade on the 23rd, the Stone Monkeys, they're 12 years old or something.
Wow. Those guys, they are amazing.
The drummer can't see past the drums. And I remember playing with those guys when we were at the Masquerade the first time, and I was shocked. Not because they're kids, the musicality that they had on stage and the presence they had on stage and the chemistry. Kids are not supposed to have that, and they did. And honestly, they outplayed hundreds of bands that I know personally, professional musicians, and they do this for a living. Those kids got on that stage and they melted my face off. So if you want to know where music is going, Stone Monkeys. That's where it's going.
I think I saw them. It must have been on y'all's event pages where I saw them. But I think I have seen their events floating around, maybe on the Athens music scene. Possibility.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Yeah. Mhm. I have another song. Why don't y'all talk about Danger Waiver, and then we'll play that. We have a couple of callers on the line, and we'll take them once we come back from playing this song.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Oh, boy, Danger Waiver. You want us to talk about it first and then you play it?
Yep. Go ahead and talk about it, and then we'll play it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Danger Waiver. If my parents are listening to this, they're going to remember it too. I wrote that song when I was in Brazil before I even got to the States. And I was always, I grew up on metal, hard rock. You know, I was a Whitesnake fan from the longest time. And what all these bands taught me is that you can be groovy and heavy at the same time. And being Brazilian, you have bossa nova and samba and all these percussive elements. So Danger Waiver came about as a funky song. And it turned out to be one of the songs that every time we play it live, at least people are going to bob their heads to it. So that was a huge success when we got that done. Lyric-wise, it's kind of a joke. It's about a guy who's trying to get women, and he can't. He's trying to change all these things about him. I don't want to get all social commentary on it, but it's just about if you have to change something about your physical self to get anything in return, might as well not change it at all. If things are not coming your way because of the way you look, other things will. And that's what Danger Waiver is. It's the danger about changing something about yourself to get something else out of it, which is interesting because it comes in the form of this like little boppy, funky song. But you know, everything I write is sad, and I got to stop doing that. I'm going to let Chase talk about it right now before I start making you guys cry. Chase, take the helm, please.
He will.
How about that girl in the Uber, Chase? Danger Waiver or Wobber?
Danger Waiver.
Oh man, so I got to throw this in about Danger Waiver real quick.
Yeah.
I love the song. It's one of my favorite songs in our set every time we play it. One of my favorite songs on the first album. But so for a little while, a brief period, I was an Uber driver, and I hated it because I was an Uber driver in Athens, Georgia. So it was nothing but like drunk fraternity and sorority kids. Like, so it was very annoying. But we got to talk, you know, some of them would ask me about my personal life, and I'd always talk about how I was in a band. And so one night, this group of sorority girls asked to hear the music, and so I played them Danger Waiver, and she saw it like on the screen in my car or whatever, and she was like, Danger Waiver. And now, if you look at the way we spelled Danger Waiver on the album, waiver is not spelled like you would normally spell waiver. Danger is spelled completely correctly. She mispronounced the correct word and said the wrong word right. So that was my little Danger Waiver story.
You know, I never realized that the word waiver is not spelled correctly, so I'm just going to say that I knew that. Leave it as it is.
It's awful. It is what it is, right? Now we know.
I would also like to add, though, that this is definitely an important song for us because it's a whole. It's part of the niche of what we are, and that is what Gio brings from Brazil, and how much I love that I had studied Latin and jazz as a drummer for most of my life. And so there's always going to be that funkiness, and it's just fun and it's happy. Even if the lyrics are sad, it's always a fun time to have that style of music, and it's bringing something different to the rock scene in Atlanta. So I think it's an important song for us.
For sure.
Awesome. Well, let's play that, and I will tell our callers to hold on the line, and we'll answer your calls when we come back from this song. All right?
Sounds good.
All right. Hang on. We'll come right back. There we go. are listening to the Paige Roberts Show, Intercom Radio Network. You're broadcasting live off of Blog Talk Radio. Our call-in number is 646-668-8941. Tonight I have been talking to my featured artist, the Twotakes, Atlanta-based band, singer-songwriters. Now let's talk about genre, because you're rock and roll, but let's see what I have you as. Let's talk about your genre first, and then we'll take the last caller on the line.
Sounds good.
In just a few minutes. Or do we want to go ahead and take our caller?
Either way, whatever. We can go ahead and take the caller so we don't have to keep making them wait.
That's right. So hold on and let's take our first caller in. Let's see.
All right.
Who do I have on the line with me? Area code 678. You're on the line.
Hey, it's Patrick. How are you?
Hey, what's up, man?
What's going on? You know what? You guys covered everything while I was on hold. Like, I just wanted to make sure you didn't miss anything, and you guys already covered everything. So, really, I guess, despite my tremendous personal differences with the front man for this band, I do want to call in and brag on them a little bit, man. I absolutely love this band. I got to tell you, there's a spot where, you know, I'm a product of a specific era in rock and roll, and I kind of stuck in the late 70s when, you know, and it's interesting to me, the Aerosmith comment from Chase made my heart sing, and the Whitesnake comment, man, love that, dude. That's my favorite vocalist right there, David Coverdale. Anyway,
there you go.
I genuinely, maybe I'll just put an accent on something that you already covered, and it's not the same for everybody. Listen, man, I follow a lot of bands, right? I love the people that do this. I'll be honest with you, I kind of missed the opportunity I had when I was younger to chase it, you know. So what I'm doing now is what I can, and my goals are sort of one kill at a time, and nothing past that. And what I do is I envy the people who are really chasing it, following their heart, chasing it hard, paying their dues. And it's not all the same. Any local show is great. I agree with you guys 100%. But I'm going to tell you, the last show that I saw these guys play at was at a little club in Gainesville. It was, I think, the Mule Camp Tavern. Was that it, guys?
Yeah.
You played,
yeah.
Yeah, Velvet Willow opened, and you guys played, and then 7-Year Witch played. And I'm going to tell you something, man. For $5, right? I have never been so visually and audibly stimulated by a local show ever. I've never attended a show that magnificent that didn't happen in an arena. And that was a tiny tavern in Gainesville, right? Epic show. And
for $5. Can you believe that?
$5.
Wow.
It's not all the same, and I mean, even if you go out and you spend $5 on a show and it's not your thing, keep going, because eventually we have so many talented people here, and well, you know what? Beyond that, these guys in particular, if you can catch these guys for $5, catch them. It's literally foolish if you like rock and roll to not catch a show from these guys now while you can. They're a phenomenal band. Truthfully, I have a personal opinion about the music that's being produced and the very few people who decide what everybody listens to. And there's a starvation that's being created by a lack of production of music that's rock and roll that has a groove in it. And I think people are starved for exactly the kind of music that you're making. And you guys obviously know, you go out and play it and you see the people's response, right? I have a lot of hope in you guys, right? You guys are hope for the musical future for me. You guys are what I want, my kids and grandkids to be listening to. And so
Thank you, man.
Well,
I mean so much.
It's pretty awesome. I would like to hear when you guys go back out again and go on tour, man. Make sure you post more snippets of the tour. That's my favorite bit of stuff that you guys post, man. You know what I mean?
That's definitely something we're working on.
That allows us to live vicariously, through you while you're out there, putting it down, man. But anyway, love your guys' music. I'm a genuine fan, and I can't wait to see you again. I hate that I can't get out more than I do. But you guys know I got my own thing. Plus, it's hard because I'm a truck driver, so through the week I'm gone. So my family does without me a lot. And
right.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I'd probably be out in that VW microbus selling beads outside y'all's show, man. It's just great music, man. Awesome.
That'd be a step up from the storage that we sleep in.
I've seen you do it, man. I know you do it. But it's taken me a minute to kind of warm up. Do what?
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. Let's make a deal. As soon as the Twotakes can go around the country and play every single state, all 50 states of the country, we'll take you and the truck and we'll just tour it together. Let's just do that.
Rock on. I heard the people I work for are going bankrupt anyway, so I'm seconds from a cardboard sign at the top of the exit ramp anyway, man. I'm ready. And I wanted to tell Gio that I'm going to take this opportunity to publicly, I forgive you, man. At that very show at the Mule Cab Tavern, Paige, listen, you can mediate this. You can tell me if my anger's out of bounds, right?
All right.
I'll try. They're doing an epic show. It's great. Hey, listen, I'm not one of those guys who plays music and stands with his hands in his pockets up by the stage and sort of just studies what everybody's doing. I don't think that's insulting. Most people do that, right? But what I want, I'm a cover band dude. I want to see people moving and shouting and throwing up a fist and singing back. And so I want to do that when I'm at a show, right? So, man, they're putting on this great music, this great show, and I'm totally into it, right? And somewhere in the middle, Gio's like, all right, you guys sing with me, right? So, he belts out this note, and they forgive me, man, because I got a cold. He's just like, so I'm singing, and each time he consecutively gets a little higher. Everybody in the club is singing with these guys, right? But the higher he gets, the fewer and fewer people are singing, right? And he's getting up there, and look, I'm a singer, and I'm top of my lungs, belting it out. Well, he got to one note, man, where I was the last guy singing, and then he comes out with a note that I don't think exists in music, man. Like an H, you know what I mean? Like an alien or something hits this note, and so confident is he that nobody in the club is going to hit this note that before anybody gets a chance to respond back, he makes eye contact with me and flips me the bird. Like, here, fat guy, you thought you could sing that, didn't you? Go home, man. Go home, man.
All right, let me defend
I'm
myself.
scarred. I went home in pain. Oh, and also, then when they're done with the show, he knows we've been to a couple shows, so he comes out and he's going to say thanks for coming to the show. Goes with his Latin butt, goes straight to my hot wife and hugs up on her. Man, don't shake my hand. It's okay, man. It's cool. It's rock and roll. I get it. I'm just saying.
Wait, before
I'm having fun. Listen, these guys are awesome. Beyond the awesome music, they could put their noses up in the air with, frankly, they could. And a lot of music people do that when they get to a good sound and a good groove, and they've got that mojo, and the people feel what they're doing. They can keep their noses up. But what these guys do is go and support other bands and other musicians, and it's flipping awesome. They're great humans, too. And I know for the matter of fact, I just read an article where a dude who's famous in country music credited Chase for part of the reason he is famous in country music, right? Like, these guys are the real deal, man. And forgive me, get accused of being a hype man a lot, but that's just not the case. Everything I'm saying is absolutely true. You know what I mean? It's just the truth. It doesn't matter, Anyway, I'll get lost on that. But that's all I wanted to say. You guys covered pretty much everything. And,
well, Pat, you're kicking butt.
Hey, y'all. On that note, let's give another shout out to Pat Callahan. He is a brand new relic. I know he's probably listening in, so but he's Athens.
Hey, that's me. Paige,
right.
You're on the
talking.
phone with Pat now. I'm stealthy for a fat guy. I get it, man.
Well, you were saying, and I know we were talking about getting things started out here in Athens, Georgia, and that's the next thing that's coming up. So we do need to get together, and we do need to go see these shows, and we do need to go see these bands. And I will be at Marvin concert on the 23rd of this month. So if y'all want to come along with me, and yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely. If you're trying to get the Athens, put the Athens music scene and all that on, display and all that, then Pat is definitely the guy to talk to because he's been so supportive of everybody around here, man. So, and not just Athens, he's been supportive of everybody he knows of. I mean, I've seen Pat drive all the way down to Valdosta, Georgia, to see our old band New Mantra and Sanctified Revival and stuff.
I'm
the guy.
a fan. It's easy. I'm just a fan, and
just a fan.
Right now, we got to put a whole show together. So we have enough open for folks, but we're trying to put a whole show together and incorporate some originals that not everybody's heard. But let me put something together, man, and maybe at some point we'll put something together cool enough that we can play some music with y'all, man. That would be cool. That would be awesome.
Please, let's do it for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, man. I'm gonna get off here and stop blabbing.
Well, you don't have to. You can stick around. I mean, the more the merrier. There's two support you, right?
I'm like a whole nother band.
But not just a fan, No. Well, you're more than that, right? I was thinking about that earlier. Even in the music community, more like, do we say family? No? Yeah?
Well, I genuinely think, I think I'm fortunate to have come across it, but I genuinely think, in particular, the scene in Athens, in the bands that I've been fortunate enough to be introduced to and play music with, I absolutely think they're a family. That's literally Duke Whalen's throwing that party. He throws that party twice a year out of his farm, and it is less a party and more a family reunion because it's really just for the 8 or 10 bands that play, and then their friends. Everybody has a certain amount of people that hang out with them. It's just for those people. It's a private event just for those people, and it's really like a family reunion. It's absolutely awesome. I'm not really plugging that. Sorry. I'm just saying. And for the record, I saw Chase last time. I've seen Chase at a Sanctified Revival show at the office, and I ran into Chase and one of the guys from 7 Year Witch at a show in Macon, Velvet Willow's name reveal show. Like everybody takes care of each other. It's pretty insane. And I'm saying with the Twotakes in particular, I just have a lot of hope for these guys. I think they do our music community proud, whether we have a right to that pride or not. I'm proud to have guys like this going to New York City and playing music that they came up with right here. And I think they're excellent representatives and ambassadors in music, and you know, and they're just as no matter how good they get or how far from home they go, they still maintain that family with the rest of the musicians. I just think it's awesome, man. You know, because it's not like that everywhere for the rest.
In fact, we're just proud to be able to have, you know, your support and everything you do, not just for us, man. I see you post videos every week. And if it were not for you and for the things that you do and for people like you and the things that they do, none of us would have a chance. 7-Year Witch, you know, our best friends, they wouldn't have a chance if it weren't for people like you who are going to the shows and they're promoting the shows and you're putting these videos out. So from the Twotakes and every other thing
I
that I know,
man. 7-Year Witch doesn't give a crap about anybody. They're going to blow up. They don't care. They don't care whether you like it or not. They're coming.
Awesome.
Sorry, man.
Awesome.
That guy just thank you. That's the first show I've ever been to where the guy cussed me out for not banging my head, and I still had fun at the show. It was awesome.
Yeah. Awesome.
I'm flippy, man. My head doesn't bang like you.
I have asked you to co-host. Now you need to come on and co-host with me more often.
Well, you know, I just, you know how it is, Paige. I like the indie radio thing. That's just for Fraser is doing all of that work for that indie radio station by himself, and he's literally working 2 jobs and doing all that work. He's uploading videos and formatting all those videos in his free time, which is nil for nothing. So that's really, I was just jumping on board. I have met more people putting music through his radio station recently than I had a clue even existed. And you, I'd love to jump in and help. I feel like you're my people, right? Like I love to do it, man. I'm just squashed for time, and now I've got a new act to put together, and I got to get it together by the summer. So forgive me if I'm flaky. You know what I mean?
No, that's understandable. Well, that's what we need to be helping with too, because of the music. And like you said, yeah, the more the merrier. If we can help friends out, for sure.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
The Willow and the Twotakes play together, I'm going to catch that show. You know what I mean? Like, that's happening. And that's just a personal preference, you know?
Hey, March 29th, Furnace 41 in Atlanta. Velvet Willow, 7-Year Witch, and Twotakes, a ton of other bands.
What is that?
March 29th at Furnace 41 in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, sweet, man. That's my 20th is my birthday.
There you go.
Yeah. That'll be your happy birthday show.
I'll wear my best dress, and you guys can sing happy birthday to me. It'll be awesome.
There you go, man. You got it.
All right. Well, that is your next show, the Masquerade, right?
The 23rd,
Jay?
or January 23rd, the Masquerade.
Okay,
next one. We're selling tickets for it, so if anybody listening wants to come, just send a message to the band page or something. Let us know. It's only $10 in advance. You get 3 bands, and you get to film our music video. Like, you're in charge. You're the director. So it'll be a cool show. It'll be a lot of fun.
All right. Well, let's see what other song I have left is Late. Is that the only one I have? You want to talk about that song?
Yep.
Sure.
Tell us about it first.
Actually, that's a funny one, because Late, the guitar hook for Late, my brother, Enrique Torre, and it's a cool dude, really cool guy, has a voice like John Mayer. He's actually the guy who wrote the guitar hook to Late. We used to work super well together. Huge inspiration. He left everything, went to chase his dreams out in Australia, inspired me to be in the band. Yeah, Late is that type of song where it's a little bit more broken back when it comes to the rhythm. I love playing Late live. I don't know if the rest of the band does. I think they do.
Oh, yeah.
Play it well. But to me, Late is one of the cooler songs out of Submarine Races. When you write a lot of music, you start, you can't pick your favorites, but at the same time, you can't say like, oh, I love that song, because you're so tired of it from creating it that you're like, don't play me that song anymore. But I like Late. Maybe it's because my brother had such a big help in the creation of that song. And it's really just about how late can things be until you start giving up on them. And it's kind of this self journey of, you know, is it too late for me to do this thing? And if so, what do I do now? Where do I go from here? Which in my life, and I can probably say in most of the guys in the band, the same thing, it's that idea of, if we don't do something about this band right now, when is the time where we're going to run out of time? And that's it. Where do we go from there? Are we too late to being the Twotakes? So it's just that question, and I'm sure that every band and every person has it. Like, is it too late to run after that girl? Or, once again, sad music. I'm working on it. Next album's going to have some happy stuff in it.
Awesome. Well, we did leave out one question, and that is your band name, Twotakes. Do you want to talk about your band name?
That's all you, Gio.
So, oh boy, it's gonna sound dumb. Okay. Actually, wait. Before I give the real meaning, Bo, do you want to tell them the fake meaning?
Well, it's real, sort of. You know.
Okay, go for it.
The name, we're called the Twotakes because we are so good as musicians. Like, we are the best musicians ever. So good that we can record anything 3 takes. But that doesn't sound as catchy. Therefore, the Twotakes.
So that was the idea that Bo had. I will come out and say we are definitely not the best musicians in the world. I reserve that for Queen. Queen are the best, but the Twotakes came about. It was initially supposed to be a 2-piece. I've always been interested in the dynamic of just 2 people on stage, like a drummer and a guitarist, and that's it. So it's just going to be the Twotakes. And then I was like, damn, okay, I need more people, and I wasn't going to call it the 4 takes. So the 2Takes, it stuck. If you go on Google, the only thing in the planet called the 2Takes is this band besides the 2 Jakes, which the Google keeps thinking I'm trying to say.
No, that's a movie.
Yeah, that's a movie. Yeah, but yeah, that's basically it. It was originally supposed to be a 2-piece, and 2Takes sounded good. It kind of rolls off the tongue nice, so worked.
Me and Trace weren't so convinced to begin with, but the name kind of grew on us, I think.
Yeah.
It's
awesome. Oh, yeah, I love it now. Like,
yeah.
Now I think it's catchy and different and all that, but
seeing it written down helps. It's a beautiful looking name.
Yep, I think so too.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Let's go out with that. What did I say? Late. I'm not late, am I? We will be back here. We will be back here. Oh, don't forget Sunday, y'all. We will be at number 3 Railroad Street doing a show there. So come on out. That's a free show. So, yeah, you know, our local venue. That's what we're doing. We want to support y'all, and we want to get to know y'all, too. But back here on the network, we'll be back here Monday evening, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Dusty Grant. But I want to thank y'all for taking time to come in and call in on your Friday night. I do thank you for that.
Well, thank you for having us.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
Awesome. You're welcome, and check these guys out at the Masquerade on the 23rd. You can find them on their Facebook pages, and we already gave that information out, so I won't make you say it again. So, yeah, let's go out with that, and we'll be back here Monday evening, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's go out with Late. Bye, y'all. Bye, Twotakes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was a blast.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Hey lady, where do you think I'm gonna go? I'll be sitting back here while you're dancing on top of the world. Oh no, no, yeah.
Hi, folks. This is Mark Wilmot, singer-songwriter of the Redstone Ramblers, owner of Trademark Instrument Repair, and proud supporter of the Paige Roberts Show on Intercom Radio. Do you want that old acoustic to play like butter again? You want to get that Strat you got from your dad hot-rodded? Or maybe you want to put a pickup in your banjo? You can contact me for all your TLC. I'll be there for your instrument when it needs me. You can check me out at Trademark Instrument Repair on Facebook. Thanks again for listening, and remember, support your local songwriter.
Hey, y'all, this is Danny Kinsey, and you're listening to the Paige Roberts Show on Intercom Radio Network.